John May, General Manager of Petrale Roofing, up on another customer's roof doing a free 21-point inspection. If you'd like us to take a look at your roof, give us a call today, 719-375-8773. We'd be happy to take a look and see the condition of your roof. Petrale Roofing, we're a Diamond certified TAMCO installer, which means we can offer a industry-leading 25-year workmanship warranty to give you peace of mind in the storm. Call Petrale Roofing, 719-375-8773. Schedule your free inspection today.
I am Pikes to Plains meteorologist Rachel Plath, and storms are ongoing this evening. They are expected to continue well into the first part of the night, and they are still packing quite a punch. These storms are expected to maintain the ability to produce moderate to heavy rain, along with the potential for some large hail and gusty winds. So I want to jump right into one of our newest warnings that we have. This is for eastern El Paso County. It does not include Colorado Springs, but you'll notice that it is situated just to the south of Rush. And this storm is capable of producing half-dollar size hail along with 60-mile-per-hour gusts. And this storm is bringing some rain to areas where we haven't had a lot of rain over the past couple of days. It was really southern El Paso County that kind of got missed. And we're getting in on the action now. Here's a live look around the area from Colorado Springs in Falcon, and you can see the wet roads. The videos don't really capture, though, how intense this storm is as it's moving off toward the east. It's moving at about 15 miles per hour, but it's nice to kind of get that ground confirmation that what we're seeing on radar is actually happening on the ground there. Those camera views, something that you'll only see brought together in that way. We kind of follow the storms with the camera, something Chief Meteorologist Matt Meister built right here on Pikes to Plains. So one of the cool tools that we have now that we'll be able to use to help you monitor these storms along with us, because it's our weather together. The severe thunderstorm warning is expected to stay in effect here as we take you through the remainder of the evening until 6:30. This storm, as I mentioned, moving off toward the east at about 15 miles per hour. So it is going to be quickly moving toward Carville. So Carville, you're next on the list for this storm, and you'll notice this area of kind of white and pink. We were talking about it earlier during our severe weather coverage, and that is going to be one of the areas where we will see the best potential of getting some of that larger hail. So again, half-dollar size hail possible with this storm as it moves off toward the east. And it's not moving very quickly. So as it's only drifting just south, or at least the strongest part of this cell is drifting just south of Highway 94. It is likely going to produce some very heavy rain along the 94 corridor, and so travel near Rush is going to be difficult, as we could see some ponding on the roads as a result of that very heavy rain. So again, our newest severe thunderstorm warning that we have to tell you about that has been issued, that will stay in effect until 6:30 this evening. This storm, though, is quickly moving off toward the east, or not quickly, but it is going to be out of El Paso County soon, and it is going to be heading toward Carville. So as it does so, the hail threat is going to be moving east as well. So that is going to be something that we'll monitor as it moves toward Highway 71. So along Highway 94, Highway 71 under the gun for this strong storm as it moves off toward the east and is extending down into portions of Pueblo County, also with that heavy rain. And speaking of heavy rain, we are continuing to keep an eye on the storm that is now bringing rain to Pueblo. I have seen it all over social media. Folks in Pueblo have felt like they were missed the past couple of days. Well, not today. Here's your chance. We are expecting rain to continue sliding just to the south of the city. So unfortunately, if we put this into motion, it wasn't necessarily a direct hit for that heaviest rain in Pueblo, which maybe is a good and a bad thing. Portions of Highway 25, or I-25 rather, between Pueblo and Colorado City impacted by that heaviest rain. No severe thunderstorm warning with that cell. However, this is the same area of storms that moved over the Aspen Acres fire and prompted the flash flood warning that remains in effect for the Aspen Acres fire until 7:30. And I do have some information from the Beulah Fire Protection and Ambulance District, and they had some reports regarding some of the flooding reports in the area. So I didn't have that earlier. I have that now. I want to share that with you. As of 5:19, the Beulah Fire Protection and Ambulance District is reporting that there is flash flooding occurring in Beulah. North Creek and North Creek Cutoff are closed. South Pine Drive is closed at Squirrel Creek, and there is water over the road on Highway 78 near the bottom of Rock Creek near Alley Ranch. As of 5:27, there is water over the bridge on Pennsylvania at Squirrel Creek Bridge. At 5:32, there's about a foot of water over the road on Water Barrel near Station 2 and about 4 inches across the road in the 5,000 block of Siloam. Another report of 5:34, water is over the road near Host at the Y. And 5:39, there is water over the road on 3R at the South Signal Mountain Gate. So again, those are all reports from the Beulah Fire Protection and Ambulance District. So we are so thankful to them for giving us those reports. It helps to confirm the amount of rain that was in the area was enough to cause those flash flooding concerns. And this storm really developed. I can rewind this a bit and you'll notice that it popped up right on top of the Aspen Acres fire, which is in that green polygon, this one right here. This is kind of encompassing the central portion of the fire. I'll give you the fire perimeter here in just a minute, but we'll stay on this radar loop for just a second while I kind of go through all of these watches and warnings that we have. But see how that storm, it was kind of nothing, then all of a sudden right on top of the burn area, it just exploded, brought the potential for very heavy rain, in fact, up to 2-inch rainfall rates at times. And as this storm pushed off toward the east, it prompted another flash flood warning that has been issued for Pueblo County, and that will stay in effect until 8:45, just because of the fact that this storm just kind of sat and rained over that same area. So in that area, we had 1 to 2 inches of rain that had fallen. So flash flooding is either ongoing or expected to begin shortly within that area. Again, a second flash flood warning unrelated to the Aspen Acres burn scar. Instead, this impacts mainly rural areas of west central Pueblo. So as of right now, we have a flash flood warning for not only the Aspen Acres burn area, specifically the central portion of the burn region, but we also have a second flash flood warning that is for western portions of Pueblo County. We are continuing to track, again, here's that area where you can sort of see the outline of the fire perimeter, and the rain that moved over hit that central part of the fire. So really hit Beulah hard. Again, we have that report that there is some flash flooding occurring in Beulah. That was back at 5:19. The heaviest rain has now moved off toward the east and is impacting areas just to the south of Pueblo proper, right between Pueblo and Colorado City along I-25. So that is going to be an area of rain that we'll have to keep an eye on as it continues slowly drifting off toward the east, likely impacting portions of Highway 50. And as it does so, it could continue to cause some issues as heavy rain over an area for an extended period of time, of course, can continue to cause flooding concerns. But as far as the creeks that we are worried about in the Aspen Acres fire itself, as far as where the rain is falling now, still impacting North St. Charles River, as well as Squirrel Creek. And the flash flood warning, though, does include portions of San Isabel, along with Highway 165, Beulah, Highway 78, and any stream crossings or county roads within and immediately downstream. And there have been, according to the National Weather Service now, debris has been reported on Pine Drive near Beulah, and water is flowing over the Squirrel Creek intersection. And that has been reported by the Beulah Fire Chief. So there is flash flooding occurring in the Aspen Acres burn area. High-risk areas include the Beulah water intake, North Creek Road county line to Red Mountain Camp, and North Creek Road from Red Mountain Camp to Beulah. So still a very serious, still a very dangerous situation. Still seeing a little bit of rain falling from Beulah over to North St. Charles River. We will continue monitoring this rain as it falls, but the good news is the heaviest rain, the strongest cell, has now moved off toward the east and again is impacting areas south of Pueblo right now. As far as the severe thunderstorm warnings that we still have in place, the bulk of the activity has really been across southeastern Colorado, and you can kind of see those storms really sort of bubbled up and then intensified as they continue to drift northeastward across the region. We have a slew of watches and warnings. I'm going to try my best to break them down for you because I know this map looks very, very messy. The yellow shading on your screen is where we have a severe thunderstorm watch. That is going to stay in effect here as we take you through 9 o'clock in the evening. If I take that off, you can more clearly see the areas of green. That's where we have flood watches and flash flood watches that stay in effect through the remainder of the evening because, of course, we have all of that very heavy rain falling with the storms that have popped up in the region. And we are finally getting some of that heavy rain to impact areas that have been skipped over the past couple of days. So you kind of notice this dry area as far as our radar estimated rain amounts is concerned. Not a whole lot for portions of Lincoln County back toward Pueblo County, but today that has changed. In fact, zooming into where we have those flash flood warnings in Pueblo County now, if we take a look at what radar estimates as far as the rain is concerned, it is looking like we've had anywhere from maybe a ½ inch to an inch as that heaviest rain moved over. Again, that's just radar estimated rain totals. Of course, we'll get more ground truth reports here as the night progresses. And when we do, we'll bring those to you. We do still have severe thunderstorm warnings that I want to talk to you about for the southeastern corner of the state in Baka County specifically. And these are, if you were watching our coverage earlier during the 5 o'clock hour, we had a cluster of thunderstorms that was starting to move up from New Mexico and the Oklahoma Panhandle. And if I rewind this and even take it back a little bit further, you'll see that. So watch those kind of little popcorn storms just to the south of Campo. As those have moved north, those are the cells now that are prompting the severe thunderstorm warning. So this is in the southeastern corner of the state. I'll zoom out so you can kind of, if you're not familiar with that area, so that you can kind of get a perspective of where we're looking, right kind of near the corner where Colorado borders the Oklahoma Panhandle as well as Kansas. And that's where we currently have our severe thunderstorm warnings and kind of a little cluster of them. So let's walk our way through them. The first that will get highlighted on your screen, that is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning that does include the cities of Springfield, Two Buttes, as well as Walsh. This severe thunderstorm warning is going to stay in effect until 6:45, so for about another 29 minutes. This storm is going to be capable of producing ping pong ball size hail along with 60-mile-per-hour gusts. So we are continuing to track that storm, still really packing a punch. Let me put this into motion. I always think that that is a little bit more helpful than watching a static image for the most part. It sort of shows you the progression of the storm and where it is kind of leading to next. If this is, let's see, let's do the last 30 minutes. And, well, there we go. Now it's cooperating with me. But you'll notice that the area where we are most concerned about the potential for that larger ping pong ball size hail moving just to the north of Highway 160, likely clipping portions of Springfield. And it is that area of pink that we will continue to monitor and refer to as the hail core within that first severe thunderstorm warned cell. Again, that includes Two Buttes, Walsh. That warning in effect until 6:45. That storm is moving to the northeast at 30 miles per hour. 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts are also something that we will be greatly concerned about with these storms. Another severe thunderstorm warning that is right near the Colorado-Kansas state line. So that is going to be this box right here on your screen. That severe thunderstorm warning will stay in effect rather until 6:45 as well. And that storm, as it has moved gradually to the north, is still capable of producing about 1.5 inch in diameter hail. So about ping pong ball size hail and 60-mile-per-hour gusts. We're talking about ping pong ball size hail. That is a huge hailstone that could obviously cause some pretty significant damage to roofs, siding, windows, vehicles, crops, all that kind of stuff. So we love to get the rain. It's been wonderful to see this very wet afternoon once again in this part of the state. Would love to see the rain without the hail, though. The hail, though, not fun to deal with. And we have had a lot of it in this part of the state. This storm is going to continue moving north at about 20 miles per hour, really just riding along the Colorado border there. So those are two of the warnings that I wanted to talk about. We have yet another warning that we need to talk about that is a little farther toward the north of the Baka County line, and that is for that cell that is continuing to slide toward 89. That warning will stay in effect until 6:30. And this severe thunderstorm warning is associated with the potential for 60-mile-per-hour gusts as well, along with $50 size hail. So as these storms continue across the area, large hail, damaging winds, and we're also going to see the potential for very heavy rain. As heavy rain continues to impact this area where we have had heavy rain pretty much for the duration of the late afternoon and now into the evening, it wouldn't be surprising if we see even more flash flooding concerns as this rain is really inundating grounds that have already been saturated. So there's really nowhere for the water to go. But I'm going to pause this now so that we can clearly see sort of the three bullseyes for hail. And it's pretty easy even for those who don't have necessarily any meteorological training to pick them out. So we have this little area of pink right here. We have another hail core just to the east of Springfield, and another hail core that is continuing to impact the far southeastern corner of Prowers County. These storms are moving off toward the northeast, and as they do so, they are going to gradually, eventually work their way out of Colorado. But until then, we're talking about the potential, as I mentioned, for 60-mile-per-hour gusts and ping pong ball size hail. So that is pretty significant, along with that heavy rain that has prompted flash flood warnings in the wake of these storms. So back behind, you see those areas of green. We have 3 flash flood warnings to tell you about that are still in effect. We have a flash flood warning that has been issued for Baka County. That includes Campo and Pritchett. That stays in effect until 9 o'clock this evening. And then 2 other warnings that include areas of eastern Los Animas County, and those stay in effect until 8:15 this evening for the more eastern warning, and then 7 o'clock for the more central warning. So severe thunderstorm warnings continuing for Baka County, as well as areas off toward the north. So Prowers County also included in that warning as these storms continue moving off toward the north and east. I will put those into motion for you. So again, you can kind of see their movement. They are sort of congealing, which is exactly what models suggested they were going to do about this time. So models kind of right on track for what they expected to play out today. We are seeing happen real time. The heaviest rain around Pueblo, we'll go back to that area of rain. And those storms are starting to now move east of I-25. Notice those little flecks, though, suggesting some very heavy rain and even some pea-size hail. Boone, if you are tuning in from Boone, welcome to Peaks to Plains. Thank you for joining us. To the north of Boone, we have that area of pink, suggesting either very heavy rain or the potential for some hail there as well. It looks like with the storm that is just to the south of Rush, that was pushing through eastern El Paso County. Let me zoom out here. This little cell right here, it does look like there was a report from our storm chaser, Joseph Velasquez, that says that stones were about 1 inch, and he submitted a picture as well that is looking pretty impressive. In fact, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I have it on my phone. I'm going to show it to you now, and then I'm going to get it loaded up. But take a look at that. That is from the storm from our chaser, Joseph Velasquez, and take a look at that hail that covered roads just south of Rush, and that is related to the storm that we are seeing on our screen right now that prompted a very brief severe thunderstorm warning to be issued for eastern El Paso County. As that storm has moved east, it is still capable of producing about 1 inch in diameter hail. There is no longer a severe thunderstorm warning associated with it. It is pushing toward Highway 71, though, in Carville. So if you are in Carville, keep your eyes to the sky. It's not too late to move your car under some kind of cover because the storm is heading your way and it is still capable of producing some heavy rain. Now, something that I do want to point out is notice how we're starting to get kind of this band of thunderstorms moving toward the east. What that signals is not only that, yeah, we have this long line of heavy rain, but we are also going to be tracking the potential for these storms to produce some pretty decent wind speed. So as these storms roll through and even back behind them, we'll likely get some gusty outflow winds from those storms, and we could see wind speeds up to about 60 miles per hour, which could prompt more severe thunderstorm warnings along that line of storms. So stick with your Peaks to Plains crew. We will keep you ahead of all of those. But as of right now, we do have some drying conditions around the Denver area, things quieting down for the metro area, things quieting down in the Pikes Peak region. The bulk of the activity now is stretching along a line from about Elbert County across Lincoln County back toward Pueblo County, and unfortunately still lingering over a little bit of the Aspen Acres fire. As far as the severe warnings that we have in place, though, those are all in the southeastern corner of the state, so focused around Baka and Prowers County, Highway 89, Highway 116, 287, 160 in this area, all impacted by not only heavy rain, but the potential for large hail. The cell that was producing the potential for some ping pong ball size hail near Springfield looks like it's starting to lose a little bit of its intensity as it heads toward Two Buttes, so good news for you, Two Buttes. Next to Walsh, though, just to the east, we still have that cell that is really looking pretty impressive as it moves off toward the north, heading toward Bartlett and Saunders, sliding over Highway 160. That storm's still capable of ping pong ball size hail. And again, ping pong ball size hail is pretty serious. So be aware in that area. That severe thunderstorm warning still in effect, remains in effect here as we take you through about 6:45. So for about the next 20 minutes. And then we have another severe thunderstorm warning just off toward the north. Pardon my guard dog in the background. I believe our doorbell just rang, which means Chick-fil-A has arrived for the kids. So good news there. Off toward the north, though, another severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. 6:21 was when that was issued. It will continue until 6:45 this evening. That is a radar indicated storm. So still have quite a bit of activity across southern Colorado. Stick with your Peaks to Plains crew. We will continue tracking these storms closely for you and keep you ahead of all of them with updates, not only on the app, but throughout our social media. So quite a bit of activity. Expect another round tomorrow. Thanks for watching. This has been your update on Peaks to Plains. It's our weather together.
I'm Catherine.
And I'm Dewey, here with another water-wise tip.
During summer, do you know why we water up to 3 days a week?
To make the best use of me.
Exactly. It builds deeper, stronger roots and makes your lawn more resilient.
Also, use the cycle and soak method. Try shorter cycles with breaks in between to reduce runoff.